By the end of this video, you will have a full understanding of how to grow your home improvement business within 3 simple steps. Before we get into the video, my name is Anthony and I've personally grown and scaled a little over 40 different home improvement businesses and added around 6 figures to their monthly revenue. So this here is John. John went from 33k a month to 77,000 a month in just 150 days. Tiddy went from 12k a month to 82,000 a month in less than 6 months. Simon went from 7 to 62k a month in just under 90 days. And Alan went from 12k a month to 58k a month. These here are also some revenue screenshots. As you can see here, 6 figures, and most of these are monthly revenue for our clients. And yeah, those are those. If you want to see these video testimonials, you can check out the link on this Miro board or our website, and we have a section for all of those videos if you want to see them. Now, to start this video off, I want to tell you a little story about one of our clients. So we had a client that came to us, home improvement business owner, and he was running ads. He had a whole acquisition system. He was doing things that we'd, say to do. And he was missing one thing. He came and thought he was doing everything right, but, he came to help because something wasn't working. He wasn't getting enough jobs. He wasn't getting enough conversions. And we looked into it. His ads were good, needed some improvement, obviously, but they were good for the most part. That wasn't the main problem, though. The main problem was the fact that he didn't have an offer. His offer was free quote. On his Facebook ad, he had free quote. Now, the problem with a free quote is that it's nothing special. Every single home improvement business these days has a free quote. If 1,000 people see free quote, they've already seen it a million times. They're not gonna look at it and say, oh, that's something special. They're not saving any money from it. It's not giving them any value, so they're not going to come to you. They don't feel attached to come to you with that. So obviously have the free quote in there, but you need to have it in something else in addition to it. The free quote should kind of be standardized because it has been standardized. Everyone does it already. And that leads me into the first step of growing your home improvement business is having a no-brainer offer, because once we implemented a no-brainer offer into his business, he got a lot more jobs, his conversions were much higher, and it basically fixed the problem that he came to us for. Now, the 3 steps are, as I said, creating a no-brainer offer, having a paid acquisition channel, and also sales psychology, getting better at sales. So we'll go into creating a no-brainer offer first. So offer. As I said, a free quote is not good enough. You need to have something next to it. It can't just be by itself. Everyone's already so numbed to that. It's nothing special. So do have something else, because a free quote is not enough. And so for offer psychology, there are 2 main types of offers for this field, at least. There's a percentage off offer and amount off offer. Now, what I mean by that is a percentage off would be 5% off, obviously, and amount off would be £500 off, as you can see here. Now, for your business, if you have an amount off offer, if you're giving money off, like your next job, for example, let's say your offer is book with us today, a quote, and get £500 off, or get an amount off your money of the job, then it's either going to be a percentage or a money, talking in terms of money, like £500. Now, which one should you use? Then it's either going to be a percentage or it's going to be an actual amount off in terms of like money. And which one is better? Which one should you use? And the answer to that is amount off. You should always, in this case, because we're dealing with a high amount of money, a home improvement project, it costs thousands and thousands and thousands. If you say a percentage off will give you 5% off, 5% off, it sounds like nothing. if you think about it. You know, it doesn't sound like a lot. In reality, it is a lot if the job is worth £10,000, then 5% is a lot, obviously. But the psychology of a person doesn't work like that. They think it's not a small amount, a small amount. So what you want to do is you want to have amount off because in their head, even if it's the same amount as the percentage, it's a bigger amount. It's tricked them into thinking it's a bigger amount. So you say £500 instead of 5%, for example. Now, the goal of an offer is, as I said in the beginning, to create something they cannot refuse. So just make it as good as possible, as good as you can handle. Obviously, you don't want to make it too high, like £10,000 off, because then your business won't survive. I'm sure you won't do that, but you get the point. You want to make it realistic for you, obviously, but an offer they cannot refuse. And that is the goal of it. And that will increase your conversions. And yeah, that will just make your conversions better, which gives you more jobs, bottom line. So the second step is sales. Now, sales is you gotta know one thing about sales. It's not a one process. It's not a one-time thing. So if you think about it, you go to the person's house to get a quote done. All the sales doesn't happen at that one place. Yes, a lot of the persuasion does in, when you're having a conversation with them. However, the whole sales process isn't in that one place. It happens over a longer period of time. The sales process starts when you first get in contact with the lead. Now, when you text them, when you send them calls, when you call them up and do all the follow ups, that itself is part of the sales process. And you're also building a better relationship with them, which makes the sale easier. Now, sales, the reason why it's important and the reason why it's a step here is because it gives you, again, with the offer, a higher conversion, which is just more jobs. Um, and how to get better at sales is, as I'm saying, the sales process. You got to understand that the sales process isn't one thing. So, as I said, a better, longer relationship. So, as you're following up with them, as you're hopping on a phone call with them and texting them, emailing them, whatever it is, you want to be building a relationship with them. And once you do build a good relationship with them, they trust you more. They trust you to renovate their bathroom or kitchen or whatever it is. And it ultimately leads to an easier sell. It ultimately leads to higher conversions. The second point of making sales easier is creating pain points. Now, pain points are pain points. Um, that's what it is. It's listing out, it's telling the prospect their pain points. And the pain point for the prospect might be the fact that they have a bad bathroom, a bathroom that barely works, so it just looks terrible, or a kitchen that just looks terrible. That will be their pain point. And the reason why you want to drill that into their head is because once they have that pain point in their head, once they acknowledge that, oh, I've got a rubbish bathroom, it looks terrible, they want to get it fixed. The same way, if you have pain in your knee or something like that, you want to get it treated, you want to get it fixed. The same way it works with them. If they have a bad bathroom, they want to get it fixed. And who's there to fix it? It's you. And you're going to be there to say, look, we can give you your outcome of a pain free bathroom, which is just a better looking bathroom, or whatever the pain point might be for your specific customer. Now, another thing is also you want to know the pain points of your customers. Um, you want to understand this through past prospects you've already talked with, and you'll figure out a general idea of what their pain points are, and you'll understand them more. And once you do, that again creates an easier sell. Now, the third thing is holding a position of authority. Now, when you've gone to the house of the prospect, you're getting the quote done, you're having the conversation with them, you want to be the authoritative figure. You want to be the person that's asking the questions. You want to be the person that's leading the conversation. Once you let the client or the prospect ask too many questions, you start to let them get in control of the situation. If they get in control of the situation and in the conversation, then it ultimately leads to a harder sell, because when they're in control, their mind automatically goes to questions and starts to doubt you. It gets messy and it's just not something you want to do. It's just hold your position of authority, lead the conversation, ask the questions more. Obviously, let them ask questions, but don't let it get to a point where they're interrupting you all the time and it's obvious that they're the person with the authority, because you don't want to let that happen. That's just, it will lower your conversions. It will definitely lower your conversions. So the fourth point of making sales easier is guaranteeing a desired outcome for your client. Now, this also goes hand in hand with pain points, because you're kind of drilling in their head that you can get them that desired idea, that desired outcome. You can get them that very good looking bathroom. And, you got to get it in their mind that you can do that 100%. You can guarantee that. And that, again, is an easier sell. Now, the last point is a good offer. Now, I've already talked about a good offer, and it goes hand in hand with sales, because obviously, if you have a good offer, then, it's going to be in their mind. They're going to think they're saving money or whatever it is you're offering, and it's an easier sell. So, offers and sales also go hand in hand. So, you want to do good at all of these points. You can't just pick and choose a good offer and that's it, or just sales and that's it. You want to be good at all of them. Once you perfect all of these things, each time you perfect one thing, it's like strong links are created between them. And then it's easier to just sell. It's easier to get clients. It's easier to get leads. It's easier to convert them to actual jobs. It's easier to do everything if you have every single one of these things in place. But if you only have one, then it's not so easy, because you're still missing steps. Now, the third step of growing your home improvement business is adding a new acquisition channel to your business. Now, a lot of you probably don't run paid ads as a home improvement business owner. You probably rely on referrals. If you don't, that's great. But a lot of you probably do rely on referrals, and you don't want to be relying on referrals. Um, Essentially, you want to have an acquisition channel. I recommend this to be a paid acquisition channel, because paid ads, it's a simple way of reaching more people, exposing your business to everyone in your area. You can even target down and everything like that. You can customize it to targeting. So that's also another reason why you want to pick that. Now, and again, more leads, which leads to more quotes, which leads to more jobs. And I want to say something about this again, in terms of these going hand in hand. As you can see, the paid ads will get you the reach, they will get you the exposure, they will get you the leads. However, if you can't convert those leads into jobs, into those warm relationships with the person, so you can easily convert them to a job, if you can't do that, then there's no point of paid ads. You're wasting your money, because the leads are just there and nothing's happening with it. So again, these all go hand in hand. If you're running paid ads, you have to be good at selling, and you have to be good at having a good offer and everything like that. They all go hand in hand, as I say. It's a very important thing for you to know that. And in terms of what platform to use, um, Facebook ads would be the recommendation, obviously. I mean, I don't really need to explain why. All that big customer base, everyone's on it. And yeah, you can use other platforms too, but I do recommend Facebook. So, um, and the outcome of this, the outcome of having a paid acquisition channel, is it's predictable and it's reliable. And that's something that referrals is not. If you're just relying on referrals, it's not predictable and it's not reliable. But with an acquisition system, specifically paid ads, you can control it. You can control the amount of money you're spending. It's predictable. You can predict how many leads are going to come in, and it's also reliable. So yeah, that's just another reason why you need to have that. And again, you want to have all these three things because, as I said, they all go hand in hand. It's very important you get that into your mind. And yeah, so that's it for this video. Um, if you want this Miro board, then you can click the link in the description. You can gain access to this for free. Obviously, we want to give you all the information we can to help you guys out, to help you grow and scale your business to the best it can be, essentially. And we're also curious as to where you guys are at, where your home improvement business is, in terms of money wise, like how much are you making a month? Doesn't have to be specific, obviously. Just like a ballpark point, just so we know. And if you tell us, we can also give you a customized like game plan of scaling to a higher point, because obviously scaling from 25k a month to 50k a month is different from scaling from 50k a month to 75k a month. So if you want that, you can let us know in the comments, or you can also text us on IG.